What's good, Commanders fans? So I know a lot of people are super disappointed we didn't pick Christian Gonzalez, but what I will say, Emmanuel Forbes, he's a good player. He is. We can't dispute that. The guy's a good player. Was it a reach? Yeah, it is. When Christian Gonzalez is there, when he's available out of Oregon, when he drops to 16, because he was supposed to be a top 10 pick. And we got fortunate that he was there. And then, of course, guess what? The Patriots take him right after us. Bill Belichick doesn't play any games. He takes him right at pick 17. So, shout out to my man Brandon for the headband. But yeah, Emmanuel Forbes is a good player. He's a ball hawk. He takes the football away. He just has a knack for being around the football. He's quick. He's speedy. He's athletic. He's just a small guy. Of course, Fred Smoot, the mouth of the South out of Mississippi State. I know he's loving this pick. He's probably jumping up and down and going crazy. But one thing that Ron will do, what we've seen with the draft, he doesn't care about the draft board and reaching, because everybody said Jahan Dotson was a reach of 16, and now everybody's saying the same thing about Emmanuel Forbes, another small guy, 5'11", 160 pounds, so a small guy but plays with a big heart. Definitely has that dog in him for 6 feet. He's 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. But he's a ball hawk. I mean, look at the production, man. Look, we barely had any takeaways. We don't force turnovers. Ben St. Juste is not a guy that forces turnovers or gets interception. Kendall Fuller will only get interceptions in the second half of the season. Derek Force was the one guy that was punching the ball out and forcing turnovers here and there. But this guy, look at the ball production. 6 picks in 2022, 3 pick sixes, 3 touchdowns in 2020, 5 picks in 2020 as well, 3 touchdowns in 2021. So the guy's not a fluke, man. Every year he's played, he's gotten at least 3 interceptions or more. So he's not a fluke. He's not fugazi at all. This guy is the real deal at taking the football away from you. He plays man and zone and can play in the slot, and we need a slot corner. So most likely I see him starting at the slot position, Ben St. Juste on the outside, Kendall Fuller on the outside, and Emmanuel Forbes in playing slot. Now, Christian Gonzalez can play slot too, but it is what it is on that. I'm just going to move on and talk about the good things with Emmanuel Forbes and be positive about the pick. So here's some numbers about him. He had 13 career picks, allowed a 1.4 passer rating in man coverage, 7th lowest in FBS among quarterbacks with 100-plus coverage snaps per PFF. 6th highest man coverage corner in all of college football per PFF as well. Had 83.1 PFF coverage grade, 15 targets and 3 catches allowed. They just stopped throwing the ball his way. They really did. They just stopped throwing the ball his way. I think he picked off Will Levis and an easy pick 6. I think he picked off Will Levis in the same game twice, if I'm not mistaken. 6 picks, 1.4 passer rating allowed, and 6 yards allowed after the catch. So he's a small guy, but he can still tackle. Of course, he's going to have some problems with some bigger receivers, some bigger guys, and whatnot. But this guy plays hard. He talks a lot of trash too. He's definitely got, like I said, he's got that dog in him for sure. Let me make sure that's the game I'm talking about. Yeah, he had a pick 6 on Will Levis. I remember that. Like, he just sat on a route. He saw his eyes and kind of played with him. Kind of played a chess and not checkers. And he just jumped in front of her. It was a screen pass that Will Levis threw. Like, he's seen it the first time. I remember Will Levis threw the screen pass. Emmanuel Forbes saw it again, jumped right in front of it, and got the pick 6. So, and they talk about how he baits quarterbacks into doing that. It's going to be tough to do that in the NFL, but we need somebody to take the football away. We just need that at the cornerback position. We need somebody who can take the ball away and flip the field for Sam Howell, make the game easier for Sam Howell. Let's look at his 40-yard dash. 4.3 40-yard dash, 37.5 vertical leap as well, which is pretty darn good. Not too far from a 40-inch vertical. So you can probably, when you have a 40-inch vert, you can probably windmill a basketball. So think about that. You have to be pretty darn athletic to windmill a basketball. He can probably do windmill dunk a basketball. That's probably what Emmanuel Forbes can do. So, like I said, he allowed a passer rating of 1.4 while in man coverage. The lowest pass rating that can be achieved by the quarterback is 0.0. So this guy was a lockdown corner in man and zone. Emmanuel Forbes, lowest passer rating in the SEC this season, 42.8 by Emmanuel Forbes as well. So the numbers are there, the production's there. The height and the weight is a little bit of a concern, but I think if you had to bet on traits and just the smarts and the instincts, I think Emmanuel Forbes is going to be a successful corner in the league right now. So I'm going to look at the NFL draft, like who else is left right now. But the board, it felt really well. Like Broderick Jones was taken. Like the Jets took a defensive end, and what's his name, Will McDonald. Then I think the Packers they took Lucas Van Ness. Like everything really was shaping up the perfect way for us to get Christian Gonzalez. Like even it was really wacky. Like the Lions took Jahmyr Gibbs. The Steelers took Broderick Jones. Darnell Wright went super early to the Bears at 10. So I mean, the board has been really wacky. Like a lot of the picks have been really, really wacky. Like the consensus and what everybody thinks was going to happen, it really didn't happen. Like nobody saw Jahmyr Gibbs going at 12. Nobody saw Darnell Wright going that early at pick 10. Lucas Van Ness going at 13. Nobody really saw that. So it did kind of fall away. But like I said, I like Emmanuel Forbes. I really do. And I think Ron Rivera, you know, he's a guy that will go against the grain. I do personally, I if I had to bet if this is going to be his last year here or not, the odds are stacked against Ron Rivera for sure, especially with the new ownership coming in. So you guys let me know what you guys think. I give this grade a B. I do think it's a reach, but at the same time with Jahan's a great player, and we all love Jahan. And I think Emmanuel Forbes is going to be a fan favorite. I really do. I think he's a guy that everybody's going to be able to rally behind and really relate to because he has that dog mentality. And I think fans are going to really like him. When he gets that first pick six and gets that first interception, I think everybody will probably forget about the reach, kind of like how everybody's forgotten about the reach for Jahan Dotson, or I'll say reach in quotation marks because Jahan Dotson really looks like a really great first round pick. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. Celtics Commanders. Peace. I will be back on tomorrow. I'm going to try to go live around 11 a.m. pretty early. And then, like I said, I will be at the draft party on Saturday at the National Harbor, MGM National Harbor. I will be there with my family, my wife and my kids. So it should be a good time. Should be a lot of fun. All right, y'all. Celtics Commanders. Peace.